everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Josie. Today I'm going to start a series on bullying. It's a very serious subject and I am going to do this probably in 3 or 4 parts. The material is just too large and very important to try to cram it in one video. And I'm very honored I got written permission to actually use material, and I will put all this information in my video. And the website, it's called Stop Bullying Now Foundation Incorporated, and it's located in Lake Forest, Florida. And they do take donations. Now they're not paying me, or I contacted them to get permission because I did not, with the copyright law and everything, I did not want to use their material without written permission. But they, from what I can see, are a great organization that helps family and kids understand what bullying is and how extensive it is. So I'm going to try to just do no more than maybe 20 to 30 minutes at a time. So, like I said, I will put this information in my video in the comment section. Okay, and I'm going to start with what defines bullying. Bullying is done with the intent of hurting others. This can be physically or emotionally. A bully is fully aware that they are hurting their targets and do it anyway. And before I go any further, the reason I decided to do this is one of my friends' granddaughter was bullied so much that she attempted to take her life, and thank God she didn't succeed. But this motivated me that, we all ought to be aware, and bullying it's not just limited to kids. Adults are doing the same thing. Okay, intent. In general, a bully or a group of bullies is in a position of social or physical power over the person he or she is bullying. The microconception of bullying is that it's done only by a physical strong person or a popular person. That's not always true, I don't think. Bullying is repetitive, especially after a bullied person has asked for it to stop. Thus, the bully is aware that she or he is causing the bullied person physical, emotional discomfort and furthering the power of dramatic additional bullying is often focused repeatedly on the same person or groups of people. And most of the time, I think, and we all, I think, are aware of this, most bullies usually have 2 or 3, a little crowd with them. They're usually actually very weak people, and by picking on someone else, apparently they feel much stronger. What are typical behaviors of bullies? Bullies' behavior can range from anything to excluding others from social groups to physical aggression. Yes, it's kind of like we've watched movies where there's usually 3 girls especially, and they criticize and make fun of and tease other girls, make fun of their clothing, their hair, whatever. For an example, verbal, physical, and social behaviors are all included in the definition of bullying. Okay, physical bullying can range from intimidation, threats, and assault. Bullies can resort to any form of violence, such as pushing, kicking, punching, or other such examples. A child pushes another child down and steals his toy, or swing at the playground. This is considered bullying. And I'm not going to mention any names. Let's see here. Don't want to get it too complicated. Online bullying, and I think it's even worse now because of social media. At one time, bullying was just pretty much limited to the school ground or one-on-one type thing, somebody you've seen in person. Now it's with social media. Online bullying consists of harassing a victim through social media, text messages, emails, and other messaging system. Excuse me. It also includes using schools' online resources or false online accounts to destroy a person's online reputation. And without bringing in my personal things, I have to say I have been bullied on YouTube and Facebook. And yes, at first it upset me. I'm a very strong person, so it didn't get me down. But the people that were bullying me were trying to get me off of YouTube and Facebook. And not a good thing. So depending on your social media access a child has, and I also believe that we should really monitor our children. Now this is not anything that I got from the website. My personal feeling is that we are giving children at a much too young age iPhones and iPads. And please remember, that is my personal feeling. There is almost no end to the examples of online bullying stories in the media these days. I won't mention a name here. This girl was taunted mercilessly regarding her weight, skin condition, and even a death in her family on a message site. Asked family for weeks leading up to her suicide. This is really, really sad. When somebody's been bullied so much that they don't want to live anymore. And also, I think parents ought to be aware of it. You know, keep your communication with your children. Keep it open. Put your phones down and listen to your kids. And again, that's my personal feeling. I think we're all guilty of holding onto our phone and messaging and not paying attention. So keep those lines of communication open so your children feel free to come and talk to you and not have fear. Also, I'm not sure that school teachers are always really aware or really pay that much attention to what happens to children, that they're being bullied. Maybe somebody's bullying you and you strike back. And the one that strikes back actually and sometimes ends up getting in trouble more than the bully. And again, that's something that I've heard of personally, not from this website. I want to make sure that I remind you what I'm saying and what I'm actually getting from the website. Bullying can seem random sometimes, but current research shows that nearly a quarter of the students report being bullied. There are some data to suggest that certain types of students are at more risk for bullies than others, and certain personalities are more at risk for being bullied than others. And I'll give you just an example here of ones that are more prone to bullying. Perceived as different than their peers. LGBT youth and those with disabilities are especially at risk. Example, race, religion, national origin, sexual orientation, disabilities are all protected classes under national law. Schools should all be versed on law and have some policies in place to protect their students. And should conflict arise. And what's really great about this organization, the money that is donated, they what they do is they have programs to actually educate schools and parents. Okay, there is a paper that I had some statistics. Oh, here it is. Okay. And this actually all comes from the website. The overall outlook of long-term effect on bullying upon society is grim. Number one, 60% of middle school students say that they have been bullied, while 16% of staff believes that students are bullied. So if 60% students say they've been bullied and only 16% of the staff believes that students are bullied, I see there's a problem there. Teachers need to be more aware. 160,000 students stay home from school every day due to being bullied. It's a lot of students. 30% of students who reported that they have been bullied said they had at times brought weapons to school, and that is really scary and could get them arrested also. A bully is 6 times more likely to be incarcerated by the age of 24. A bully is 5 times more likely to have serious criminal record when he grows up. And I should say he or she. 2/3 of students who are targets become bullies. 20% of all children say they've been bullied. 20% of high school students say they have seriously considered suicide within the last 12 months. That is so sad. That just breaks my heart to think that many students are so upset, they're so bullied that they don't want to live. 25% of students say that teachers interviewed in bullying incidents, while 71% of teachers say they intervened. So 25% of students say that teachers intervened in bullying incidents, while 71% say they intervened. So, there's someone's not telling the truth. The average child has watched 8,000 televised murders and 100,000 acts of violence before finishing elementary school. I think we ought to monitor what our children watch. That is not a good thing. In schools where there are anti-bullying programs, bullying is reduced by 50%. And this is what this organization does. They provide programs for schools and for, I'm sure teachers and students to learn more about bullying. Bullying was a factor in 2/3 of the 37 school shootings reviewed by the U.S. Secret Service. Wow. According to the National Institution of Occupational Safety Health, NIOSH, solder ETAL 1990, there is a loss of employment accounting to 19 billion and a drop in productivity of 3 billion due to workplace bullying. Law enforcement costs related to bullying are enormous. Since 1999, the Office on Violence Against Women, OVW, has spent $98 million in assistance to address campus sexual violence. I just think this is a really sad situation. And maybe because, like I said, our world has changed, and the family unit is not like maybe like it used to be. There's, a lot of divorces, and since we have social media, and we're all guilty of using our phone way more than we should, or being on social media more than we should. So I am going to end this one. Sorry for my stuttering, and like I said before, I'm not the greatest speaker in the world. So hopefully I can get my information across to you to help and be aware. And that's why I'm going to try to make these as short as possible and just do several of them, so I'm not just throwing too much information. I think I will put the link to the website of this organization in there. They do have a phone number if anyone is in need of calling. And how should I say this? You need to know if your children are being bullied at school. You need to be aware. You need to not just think it's going to go away. You need to talk to your kids. Maybe you even need to go down to the school and have a discussion with the teacher, because children are being hurt. And the same way with adults, and I think next time I will get into some of the adult version also. And like I mentioned about myself, I have been bullied on YouTube and Facebook. I happen to be, I should say blessed, because I'm a very strong person, and I don't let that kind of thing destroy me. But there are a lot of people that does destroy them. And bullies try to ruin your reputation, so no one wants to be around you. And the sad part about it, a lot of people actually believe bullies when someone's trying to ruin your reputation. Usually the bullies are very good talkers, and a lot of people believe it, so the person that's being bullied gets hurt really terribly. Okay, I'm going to close this for now, and if you have any questions or comments, please put them down in the comment section, and I will try to answer questions. And I want to thank this organization for giving me permission to, they have so much good informative information on their website, and I will share some more of it next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.